Your attention has been stolen from you. It was stolen from you. The phone that you're watching this on was specifically designed to hijack your attention span. The social media platforms that you're losing hours and hours of your life to, they were designed to do that. So your inability to do things in life, the feeling that you have like you're just helpless to stop your endless scrolling, that's not your fault. And all of the big tech companies want you to think it's your fault, that all you need is just a little bit more willpower, a little bit more self-control, and then you'd have the life you'd want. You could do whatever you want with your time. And the problem is that is absolutely not addressing the severity of the problem. The fact that these platforms and the technology itself is designed to be inherently anti-human, to condition you into a cheap dopamine addiction where you're just constantly looking for the next hit, right? The next thing that's going to be just what your brain wants because it's designed to be a slot machine. The fact that they've converted your conscious experience into advertising dollars. The fact that all of this, the whole social media platform is monetized off of your attention. You are the product and you didn't choose this. So what can we do about it? I mean, you already know the problem. This is not a paid sponsorship yet. But I mean, all of this is consumerist, right? It's all built around consumerism, how we can all make money. I'm making this video to let you know that you're not helpless. You have things that you can do. I'm going to give you some options right now. So if you want this to be your last video for today, if you want to move into something more meaningful, if you want to reclaim your attention span, your time, your mental focus, and if you want to live with purpose in an age of unprecedented distraction, here's what I would do. Number one, don't throw your phone in the ocean. The technology is bad, right? We get that. The technology is hurting us. It is doing things to us that we don't fully understand, and our psychology is simply not prepared for it. Excuse me. But don't throw your phone in the ocean. Why not? Because the technology isn't going away. You could delete TikTok. You could delete every single social media from your phone. But the problem is the root of the problem isn't addressed. The root of the problem isn't addressed. You have a cheap dopamine addiction. You live in a society where you're constantly looking for the next hit. Okay, so you will still have that problem. What should we do instead? Rather than deleting everything and throwing our phone away, we're going to learn to engage with the technology productively. We are going to consciously redesign our relationship to it. Because you have a relationship with your phone, you have a relationship with social media, and right now, that relationship is toxic. It's toxic because you don't have clear boundaries. Your phone infringes on your time and doesn't respect your intention to live a meaningful life as a human. You lose all of this time and attention to your scrolling. Part of that is that you're choosing to do that, and part of that is how it's designed. If we can redesign our relationship with social media, with technology, so our intentions are respected through clear boundaries, then we're good to go. So how do we do that? Number one, we need a clear purpose for why we're going to use these apps. One of the easiest ways to start is to begin creating, to share your ideas like what I'm doing right now, because then you can channel your humanity into something and engage as a creator rather than a consumer. There's a direct one-to-one replacement to consumption, and that is creativity. That is pouring yourself into something meaningful and doing something. Now, you don't need to be an artist to do this. You don't even need to have a meaningful message. You just need to be able to contribute something. And if you have no ideas of your own, you can learn something from somewhere else and then channel that into the internet and turn this place into the powerful educational platform it could possibly be. We know that it has the potential to be that. We can help. What if you don't want to create? Well, then you can be a curator. That means that you organize information. There is more content on these platforms than humans will ever be able to get through. That's why we're so overwhelmed. So if we have curators, if we have archivists or librarians who can go through the information and consciously consume it, understand, mentally catalog what they're looking at, and then package it up for other people to consume more effectively, to save more of their time, that's something productive to do with the internet. Now, both of those options are using these platforms productively for a reason, having an intention. Okay, now if you don't want to do any of those things and you'd rather just log off altogether, you can do that. But this whole idea of deleting social media altogether is not addressing the root of the problem, and I think it's more productive to think about how we can use it productively. Cool? Great. What's next? Well, it's not enough to have a reason. Excuse me. That was sensual. You need to have boundaries. You need to have clear boundaries so that your phone, which was specifically designed to hack you, can't hack you. If you hack your phone can't hack you. So how do you do that? Turn off notifications, number one. Don't let the invasive notifications, which were specifically designed to set off a red alert in your primal psychology. like waving a red flag at a bull in a matador type situation. If you turn off the notifications, you can protect yourself from that. But moreover, you can design a schedule for yourself. If you have a plan for the day, this is like setting an intention. If you have a plan, you can stick to the plan and you won't have to worry about filling up that empty space with scrolling, because there won't be empty space. Every single second, minute, hour will be accounted for. So have a plan. Use a simple Google Calendar and just have together a plan. This is when I'm going to be scrolling consciously for a reason. This is when I'm going to be creating or organizing or curating. And then you're being conscious about your time, because really the thing we're talking about here, the main enemy is mindlessness. Meaninglessness, mindless and meaningless scrolling endlessly forever. That's the thing that kills us. It's not the content itself. It's not the social media itself. It's this sense of meaninglessness. Why am I doing this? There's no reason for any of this. And because I don't have a purpose, because I don't have something meaningful to do, I'm going to fill my time with scrolling. You know, it doesn't have to be this way. If we lead with intention, if we lead with purpose, we have a conscious, meaningful reason to be here with something to do, a fun game to play, then we have something. And I would encourage you to think about what that is, because what am I trying to say? More than any other human who's ever lived, you have the ability to pursue something you're passionate about, that you care about. You could turn it into a career, but that's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about using addictive technology for good, for a better purpose, for a purpose in the first place. That is all. We are not helpless. We are not doomed to a dystopian technological hellscape. That doesn't need to happen. We have control. We are the first generation of humans who has this kind of conscious control over the internet. We are internet ancestors. People hundreds and thousands of years from now will look back on us as the digital cavemen and women and the people of our time. And it's pretty crazy to think about. But we need you. So share your voice and use the internet for a good reason. I'm glad you're here. Don't delete the apps. Don't throw your phone in the ocean. Use the technology for good. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.